Now, for our final session, we turn to Japan, focusing on the regulatory management of quasi-drugs, a category more complex than general cosmetics under the Japanese law. So I'm very pleased to welcome Nemo Yuan, our GM for Reach24H Japan office, who will walk us through the definition, the classification, the compliance process for quasi-drugs, and how companies can successfully enter the Chinese market with the right support. Please join me in welcoming Nemo. Nemo, the floor is yours.
Everyone, good morning. This is Yuan from Reach24H Japan branch office. Thank you very much for attending the 17th Chemical Regulatory Annual Conference, CRUG 2025, and join us with the understanding of Japan quasi-drug compliance web seminar. I would like to introduce myself first, then let me bring you to this regulation requirements later. My name is Nemo Yuan. I'm the president of Reach24H Japan branch office. I worked in cosmetic industry for more than 13 years, in charge of the overseas sales and domestic sales of cosmetic products. And during my career, I also became the overseas sales director of one big Japanese group. In this group, we are very lucky enough to spread our business to Asia, America, and EU. During this career, I had some lucky time to go through those regulations, not only in Japan, but also overseas. Now I'm joining Reach24H. I'm hoping my career and my experience will bring you some knowledge about the Japan cosmetics and quasi-drug compliance and help you and your team to build up your business in Japan. Now let's get started. Today, we're most focused on the quasi-drug part of cosmetics. The agenda is as below. We'll be introduce the definition of quasi-drug and the ingredient sites. Then I will bring you to introduce the type of each category's regulation, go through the requirements and the dossier, the documents package of the registration. Finally, we'll give you some suggestion about the compliance of quasi-drug. First part, the definition of cosmetics and quasi-drugs. As you all know that in Japan, if you are going to sell some products, probably are defined as cosmetics for overseas, in Japan will be broken into three types. First type is the regular cosmetics. Regular cosmetics are produced to be as the purpose of staying healthy and beautiful. However, if your products are a little bit stronger, a little bit more powerful, it can be categorized as quasi-drug. Quasi-drug is used to act the purpose of prevention. Then, if your product is very, very strong, somehow it can be recognized as drug. For drug products, medicine products, you can use as treatment for cure and healing, heal your skin and cure your skin. Cosmetics products can only be used for stay healthy and beautiful. When you go through business in Japan, you need a notification for sales license. But for quasi-drug and drugs, you will need a registration and apply for the registration license for each product. So as you can see, quasi-drug somehow is to be act in between of drugs and cosmetics. However, it's not strong enough to be drug, so you can only use it for prevention, not for treatments. When it comes to the effects, when we want to see the claims of the products, I have a detailed list for you. For cosmetics, it can only be used for the purpose of stay healthy and beautiful. So those claims, you are okay to say. We have 56 claims you can choose. When you look into them, those claims are very, very gentle, somehow a little bit weak, but it's a very, very Japanese style kind of list. For medicated cosmetics, which is Quasi-drug, you can choose as the claims of the right side. Each claim, each effects are categorized as the category. So when we use as shampoo, we can use this Quasi-drug to prevent your dandruff and itches, clean hair and scalp. If your product is the lotion, is the toner, you can claim it as prevent sunburn and freckle caused by sun exposure. Those effects, those function claims are based on the categories, and as you can see in this chart, medicated cosmetics are a little bit stronger than the cosmetics. And I will give you some examples. Normally, we have both type of the cosmetics and Quasi-drugs. How different the effects they can say. As you can see, if your soap is cosmetics, you can only say that they are used to clean your skin, make your clean health and clean. But if you are registered your products as Quasi-drug, you can say it as in addition to the effects on the left, which is clean the skin, and also you can use it to sterilize and disinfect the skin. The other example is the lotion, which is a very popular category in Japan. If your lotion is categorized as cosmetics, you can only say the effects as refine the skin texture, tighten the skin, soften the skin, which is very gentle and soft. But if you register your Quasi-drug products as Quasi-drug, you can claim that as prevent essence, suppressing melanin products production to prevent sun and just spots and wrinkles. So as you can see, different categories, different cosmetic and Quasi-drugs can claim that different level of the effects. Sometimes it's not only to check your ingredients. The decision for define your products as cosmetic as Quasi-drug is based on your claim. If you want to claim your products as a very strong function, somehow you have no choice. You need to register it as Quasi-drug. Okay, when we after introducing the definition, let's go to the part 2, which is the functional ingredients and actives side of Quasi-drug. When we go through the first part, as I already told, Quasi-drug has stronger function, stronger effect than cosmetics. So what kind of ingredients you can use in Quasi-drug will be broken into 2 types. First type is in the middle, which we call it the active ingredients. Active ingredients in so-called medical cosmetics. Active ingredients means the most strong key ingredients which bring you the key effect claim of your products, such as those brightening ingredients, which will whitening your skin, and those key ingredients who can prevent your skin from essence. And those ingredients will be listed in the so-called active ingredients medical cosmetics. And also we have another list, which is the additives. Additives are the products, ingredients used into the Quasi-drug to add the additive fragrance, add some color, or even to act as some texture adjustment usage. So key ingredients, active ingredients, are the most strong ingredients for your effects. Additives are the other ingredients which are used to reduce your Quasi-drug. Not only those 2 lists, we also need to look into the standard for cosmetics. So what kind of ingredients you can use in Quasi-drug based on whether they're listed in those 2 lists. And the other thing is whether they're meeting the standard of the standard for cosmetics. If your ingredients are listed in those 2 lists, and they're meeting the standard of cosmetic, then somehow you're lucky enough, all the ingredients are okay to be used in Japan. Some point I want to add is these two lists are very old. Japan's government are not updating them very timely. Somehow, when you check your ingredients list, some ingredients may be not listed up into those two lists. However, it's not the result to say the ingredients are not okay to be used. Sometimes it's just not timely updated. So we recommend you double check with REACH 24H or ask PMDA, ask the government to double check. Sometimes some ingredients are not listed up in those two lists, also can be considered to be used in Quasi-drug. I would give you some details for the active ingredients of Quasi-drug. Active ingredients formulation is not 100% equal to medicated cosmetics. Somehow it's still based on the purpose of the use and reason of formulation. If you use some active ingredients, you didn't use them as some key effects. Sometimes it can not be considered as active ingredient as well. And also we need to take care about the difference in the concentration in this level, in the percentage. If you not put enough active ingredients, sometimes it can also be a little bit weak, then maybe your products will be considered as general cosmetics as well. So the final words is, even you use active ingredients in some your products, you can choose to recognize your products as cosmetics or as Quasi-drug. Sometimes it's not the result based on your ingredients. Sometimes it's a result from your point of view, from your strategy of your product design and your marketing strategy. Okay, now we're going through the third section, which is the type of the Quasi-drug registration. When we look up to the first and second section, if your product is going to angle of the Quasi-drug, if you want to put in some strong key ingredients to focus on some claim and effect, then your products somehow is Quasi-drug, then you need to do a registration in Japan to make sure your products can be recognized as Quasi-drug in Japan. In this section, we will tell you what is the type of those registrations and what kind of documents and conditions you need for this regulation. Types of Quasi-drug regulations somehow can be broken into different types. For the Quasi-drug, Japan will mainly focus on whether you are combining those key active ingredients, whether they're new or not, whether they're used as a new amount, is a bigger amount or not, whether they are combined or containing some new additives or not. Then if your product is not that new, it's not containing a lot of the key active ingredients, new ingredients, and they are not adding new additives, your Quasi-drug can be considered as the same Quasi-drug as the new scope Quasi-drug, as the qualified Quasi-drugs as below. Different type of Quasi-drug registration need different application documents. If you put new active ingredients or contains new additives, your product's regulation will need to apply with more required application documents. So different types have different conditions and have different requirements. When we start our Quasi-drug registration, the first step is to define your products is belonging to which type of those 5 types and to find out what kind of requirements and documents will be needed to supply. I would like to go through a little bit more about the documents as attachment, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4 5, the ROM number thing. In this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 ROM number documents, which kind of documents you need to produce is the list as I show on the screen. The first type of the documents is the origin and discovery process of these products. Second is physical and chemical and tests. Third one is stability. Fourth part is safety. And the fifth part will be the function, efficacy. As I show on the last chart, if your products are not that brand new, it's not containing a lot of new addictive or as new amount, new formula, somehow you don't need to supply the number three, number 4, and number 5 documents, which are the stability, safety, and efficacy. If your product is very new and containing those new key ingredients or key additives, somehow you need to supply more documents. So in one word, in Japan, if you are not containing some very brand new ingredients, somehow your regulation step can be escaped, can fasten, and some of the risk assessment documents such as stability and safety and efficacy can be avoided. You only need to take care about is the first one, origin and discovery process. The second one, physical and chemical property. So I would like to say is Quasi-drug registration in Japan is not that difficult comparing to some countries such as mainland China and America's OTC categories. They are a little bit, they are gentle and they may be easier for you to attend. When I finished introducing this part, I think most of you will have some question is, how can I define which type I am? I can't say, I can see my ingredient list. I can't see the other competitors or the other players' ingredient list. How can I say my product is not containing the new amount? How can I define whether my products are the products as the same Quasi-drug or as the new scope Quasi-drug? How can I finally say what kind of requirements I need? When you have those questions, Japan provides a good solution, which is the PMDA simple consultation meeting. PMDA is the government window in charge of the Quasi-drug registration. So once you you have your product's ingredients almost done, you can bring your ingredient list and supply some easy introduction of your products. Then book a simple consultation meeting with PMDA. It will cost you 30,000 yen. Will cost you several months to do the booking, but PMDA is very professional enough to sit down at the meeting table with you or through an online meeting, and they will go through your ingredients and tell you whether your products will be considered as the same or new scope, whether your requirements, your documents can be avoided, whether your type of the Quasi-drug are, what kind of type of your Quasi-drug are. So don't think it's very hard. If you have some questions, bring it to PMDA. The Japan government will give you some detailed answer. However, the simple consultation is you will suffer 3 months booking. And also when you talk with the government, you need to provide the documents and you need to speak it in Japanese. And those consultation section is short. You need to be very effective. So if you don't have such experience, feel free to talk with Reach 24H. Our team, our technique member will help you to book these consultation and will also answer your question, ask your questions for you to the government. to make sure the type of registration are clearly clarified and your registration strategy is easy as breezy. Second, I want to go through a little bit about the documents. When you go through the products documents parts, somehow you need to supply for the Quasi-drugs new activities, or you need to supply some informations about your ingredients. Japan is also okay for you to search some information for those official and professional resource such as PubMed, European Chemical Agency, Personal Care Products Council, or cosmetic reviews database data to supply or to put into your documents of Quasi-drug registration. So when you do those registrations, feel free to search about those database and come up with your package, with your dossier to supply for the Quasi-drugs registration. And our customers will ask those details. If let me say your products are not that lucky enough, you really want to push to the bound to add a very strong ingredients or some new activities, somehow you need to go through those kind of tests. You need to supply the stability, safety, and efficacy. Those kind of tests need to be run by you can be used by your overseas labs reports, but make sure your lab specification, your lab's tabulation, your lab's spec, your lab's license, and also the way they do the test are combined with the Japan's guideline. I will add one word. We have some experience that our clients are providing their documents based on their overseas labs report. However, during our registration process, the PMDA government say we need to redo the test in Japan again. Please be prepared. Sometimes even you have your reports, your test done overseas, somehow you have no choice to run it again in Japan. And when you are supplying your test reports, you need to write them, provide all the professional translations of Japanese documents of those test reports. Okay, so I want to go through the first part with the requirements for selling the Quasi-drugs. First, I want to say the flow of the Quasi-drug exports. If you want to sell your products to Japan, first you need to say you need to have a contract with Japan's person in charge, with the MOH, with the RP. Then you need to apply for a company court. With the company court, you can prepare for those documents I said at the last section, come up with a dossier, and complying for obtain license. During the obtain license, you also need to supply for the GMP, GVP, GQP thing for your factory and supply for all those documents for the products. Then you wait for a review from the PMDA side. Once the review is okay, the license is issued, your Quasi-drug can be okay to export it to Japan. First, let's go through the MAH parts. If you want to have the manufacturer registration, you need some condition as I show. Sorry, I want to say a little bit more. So when we do Quasi-drugs to Japan, the last section I just introduced the types of the registration of the products. This section, we need to break down to two different categories. First is the category of your factory. Second is the category of your products. So when we really do the registration for products, you not only need to take care of the final products registration, we also need to apply for the factory, which is the producing side of the products. First, I want to go through is the manufacturer, which the factory side. If you want to register the factory side license, some conditions are required. First, you need a person who will act as the key quality management related person in your company. This person need to have those kind of career or knowledge background. He should be a full-time worker, had the working contract ratio, and he needs to have the background as a Japan pharmacist, or he is major in chemistry or pharmacy during his university, or he at least have 3 years work experience with a company as the same license, and he has somehow some learning experience in chemistry or pharmacy. So you need to have someone to act as the safety management responsible person, and he needs to have those backgrounds. During your registration at the manufacturer factory sites, the person's qualification things and the graduation's license will be submitted to Japan. In the factory part, in the company part, we have 2 types of license. If you are going to sell your products directly by yourself, we need to apply for the manufacturer and sales license. If you need to have sell your products directly, in this case, we'll need a local office in Japan. But if you are authorized your distributor or someone in Japan to sell the products for you, you just need a manufacturer license. Then the documents you prepared will be shorter, will be easier. Because we need to supply for the manufacturer, which is the factory, which is the company, to the registration system, Japan will be judging your GQP and GVP. GQP, GVP is, as I show in the screen, which means the quality management system and the safety management systems. So when you supply for the manufacturer company side, GVP and GQP documents need to be supplied to Japan. For the GQP, which points we need to take care is that you have a detailed introduction of your internal and external supervision and control system of your product's quality in Quasi-drug manufacture sites. So I show in Japanese, you need a very particular important points to deal with the quality disputes and some bad results happening during your production. And GVP is more focusing on the safety management information and the quality information part. So need to supply about the collection of the information from the markets, from your end users, from your distributions, to make sure after the production, during the marketing and selling process, the informations are effectively collected to you, and make sure during your marketing process, your product's quality will be monitored. And also for GPP, you need to build up a record system. We need to have a collection of the safety informations from your site. We need to collect about the multi-resource in Japan and out of Japan. And also we need to collect about the informations from the market. We need to have a side effects report. If some bad things happens, we need to put in those reports in Japanese, and if you think they're strong enough, you need to report to the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare as well. So when we supply for the manufacturer side, company side registration, the government of Japan will judge whether you are qualified enough to protect your products, to make them good quality during your manufacture and after your manufacture. How to judge you are safety enough, how to judge you qualify enough is not only the documents you produced and not the system documents you have written, you also need to build up the records. Make sure you are monitoring, collecting those informations during and after your production and your marketing process. When we do the manufacture company size application, first we need to do a company code application. We will go through a system and input the basic informations of our company. First, we will collect the collection and got the company codes. Once we got the company code, we'll start the registration of your foreign manufacturer. In this site, please be noticed that if you're going to sell several products from your from your factory, and those several products are not produced as the same factory, but they are all Quasi-drug, then you need to apply several times for each factory. All those factories, all those foreign manufacturers need to be registered as your manufacturer license under PMDA. When we do the registration, we need to finish those charts and supply to PMDA. If you are not lucky enough, somehow they will have the plant on-site view. Japan will send some people from PMDA site to go to your country, go to your factory to have a look at the real factory. But based on our experience, so several years, Japan didn't send someone to overseas. So the manufacturing on-site review is not 100% occurring. It's not 100% happening. It depends on whether you are lucky enough, and somehow it depends on the country where you are and what kind of types you're producing. When we do the appliance, the PMDA will have the review meeting, and once the review meeting is done, you will get your application cleared, and you'll get your manufacturer license number from the PMDA site. From the PMDA side. And for this part, I also want to say about, sorry, I missed that point. For this part is basically telling about the product size application. Product size requirement is in the last section. Please go back to the section to say you need to define the type of your Quasi-drug. And based on the types, some of the documents can be avoided. Some of the documents are necessary 100%. Then based on those types, please prepare your documents for your products. When we apply for the items of Quasi-drugs, the documents we need to supply is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is the trade name of your products, ingredients and contents of these products. You need to also supply for the usage and dosage, and you need to define your function and efficacy. The fifth part is the storage methods and the validity message. The sixth part is the specification and test methods as well. And in this addition to add to those 6 parts, you need to have the attachment, which is shown on the last part. Attachments based on the type of the product's registration. Different type have the different attachment requirements. Once you combine all these 6 parts review items and also prepared dossier with the attachment, please apply them to the PMDA. Every year, PMDA will have an expert review meeting. Those meetings only happen once or twice a year. So when we deal with the Quasi-drug, usually you need lead time about per year. Because the expert review meeting are happening only once or twice a year, we need to really do some preparation to make sure which month the review meeting will be happening, and make sure to supply your documents before the meeting's deadline. Then your products can be reviewed timely. You can have your license timely. Because during this part I already introduced, we need 2 categories license. First is for the company, for the factory. Second is for the products. You need to have your factory license first, then you apply for the product side. And for the products, they are having the expert review meeting every year, just once or twice. So those kind of time points, those kind of endpoints of each timeline for the schedule is very important. And when you define whether products, the type you are, will affect your attachment. So Quasi-drugs application is probably a very strategy driving process. It's caused a lot of time preparing. It caused a lot of communication with the PMDA and your internal quality management team. Also, you need to very taking good care of the documents, and you also need to take care about the condition. So things need to be organized in a good order and to be organized in a good time schedule. Efficacy is the key. So I will also want to emphasize that Reach 24H, we have several experience about Quasi-drugs manufacturer license and products license registration already, and we are qualified enough to not only help you with the same new scope, easier kind of type of registration, we also can help you with the registration containing new dosage, containing new additives, and even new function ingredients. And we are qualified enough to organize those key conditions, key points, and give you a good strategy of the time schedule as well. So feel free to talk with us, and I also highly recommend you to have a good preparation before you start the whole process. Okay, let's go to the final part, which is the compliance suggestion from our site. First, I want to say is about the labeling. In this section 2 and section 3 and section 4, I introduced the registration part. However, label is a very strong, very important thing. We have some experience, which is the registration is fine, license is effectively achieved, products is okay to be sold, but because they just did some simple mistake on the label, they need to call back all those products and suffering some big issues during their marketing activities. For the labeling, please see this chart. We need to put the 10 items onto your products as Quasi-drug. Because this product is not regular cosmetics, so we need to write down the Quasi-drug, emphasize keywords onto your products. In Japan, the Quasi-drug are written as 5 characters called Iyakubukai, which is emphasized in red in between of this chart. And also for the ingredients, because we have 2 types. First one is active ingredients. First one is other ingredient, which is additives. You need to written your active ingredients first and mark it with the star mark. Then write down those other ingredients on the following of your ingredients chart. In your label, you also need to label the expiration date. If your product is less than 3 years expiration date, you need to write down how long it can be used for the customers to after they are achieving. But if your product is more than 3 years, expiration date can be avoided. You can not label you don't need to label your expiry date onto your products. On sales label, you also need to label your name and address of the manufacturer and also the name and address of the seller. The seller need to be a Japanese company, and I want to emphasize as this Japanese company must already achieve the sales license of Quasi-drug in Japan as well. We had some issue that our customers finished their manufacturer license, but they're not selling their products directly by themselves. They're authorized some Japanese company do that, but this Japanese company didn't apply for a sales license in Japan. Somehow the registration part is okay, but the company's distributor is not qualified enough. The company suffered some punishment from PMDA. So I will recommend you to have a good conversation with your distributor as well to make sure your distributor is qualified enough to act as your seller act as your distributor during your Quasi-drug marketing activity. The second part we need to give you some suggest is the efficacy claim. In this first section, during the definition of cosmetics and Quasi-drugs, I've already give you a lot of the difference between their claims and a lot of details about the ingredients. So please make sure that if you are not registering your products as Quasi-drug, if your product is just cosmetic, please don't label them as Quasi-drug. Please don't use some strong effects which can be only used under Quasi-drug category. And when you are doing your labeling, when you are write down some catch copy, some marketing words, some very beautiful selling points of your products, you also need to think whether it's okay enough to be written as that. Because even you look into the efficacy and your claims of Quasi-drug, those claims are still gentle comparing to some foreign countries' habit. You can only say your product is very strong to bring back strong anti-age. The Japan's claim is still gentle and soft. So for your labeling the efficacy and claim, we don't recommend you just do a translation from your overseas label, originally label. We need you to take care about the translation and to go through a compliance check about those wording to make sure those word is gentle and soft enough to be recognized as Japan style. And I want to have some also have some suggestion in this chart. We have several points a lot of customers are missing, which has the naming. The official name must to be based on the some guidelines. The name is not 100% free for you to make as well. And when we do the order of the listing, please put the addictive ingredient at first, then the other ingredients last. When we do extract, please label them, use the name of the list in the ingredient list, and please make sure to label them as the ink name of Japan. For the function names, ingredients such as pH adjusters or the other adjustments, please use the functional name onto your products. And for the fragrance, you don't need to write down the fragrance for the detail name. You can label them simply as fragrance. So as I introduced in this part, and you can see in this chart, Japan's label system is a little bit different from overseas way, and they're quite different from your the normal ways you are using. So I was like to say is maybe the registration of Quasi-drug is not that hard if your Quasi-drug are not containing the new key ingredients or new addictive. The labeling and reports I mentioned in the manufacturer side, which is the actions you are doing after the registration is quite important. Japan's government may be highly monitoring the market after the registration part. So we recommend you not only translate your label and do those claims just based on your original label and original hobby. Please make sure have someone to review those kind of label and marketing activity, marketing selling tools such as the introduction leaflet, pamphlets, your products online introduction wording, and those online influencers, live sales promotions wording, and also take care about the other documents you are producing, the pictures you're designing for the products as well. Japan's regulation part is not that hard, but other marketing management may be a little bit harsh. The last one is the advertising regulation in Japan. We have the pro marketing requirements, which is you need to do the during the documents registration. I just mentioned the last section. And we also have the post-marketing supervision, which I just introduced at the last page, which is you have a lot of documents. Not documents, you have a lot of people and you have a lot of government's power monitoring you, seeing you after your registration, which is the post-marketing side. So please make sure that your marketing's wording, your advertising, your labeling is good. If you have some bad things happened, you'll have a punishment with a high range about the price of 2 million Japanese yen. The bad side is maybe your license of the manufacturer and your product license will be cancelled. So as I mentioned, the suggestion to you is not only take care about the registration before pro-market, before selling, is also to take care of your sales activities, take care of your label, take care of your tools as leaflets, pamphlets, your introduction of your products, your picture, to make sure your products is okay to, not too extra, not strong, too strong to use some too strong advertising words in Japan. Okay, I think I covered all the parts for today's topic. I want to have a final word is, as I mentioned, in Japan, maybe the post-pro market registration is not that hard. We have the company side, we have the product side. Products will be broken into different types. Sometimes even you don't need to have the stability, safety, and efficacy test reports to be supplied. The risk assessment is easy. However, please take care about the label. Take care about the post-market part, and make sure your products are not that too strong, too emphasizing the advertisement. Japan is a gentle and old-fashioned country. Maybe a little bit slow down movement is easier and good for your business. Return4H is qualified enough to both help you with the manufacturer sides and product sides, and we cannot help you with the easy type. We can also conquer the different type with new ingredients and new dosage and new additives for you as well. If you have any problem, if you have any further questions, feel free to approach to Return4H, and both our colleagues and our Japan branch office technical team will take good care of you. Thank you again for your time. This is Nemo from Return4H branch office. I would like to ask you to pay more attention about the following section from CRAC 2025, and I really wanted to have some opportunity to see you again in the future. Bye-bye, and thank you so much.